Oh man, will Phantom be heading more to the upside, or are we going to reverse back down to the downside? We're going to find out over the next set of 4-hourly candles, but as you guys know, it's going to depend on where Bitcoin is heading. And right now, what we can see is that Bitcoin is trying to make up its mind. Look at this daily candle here today. Okay, if I move me out the way, look at this daily candle we are seeing so far here today. 59,000 on the top end of the wick, trying to get to the 60,000 level, and on the bottom of this wick, 55,000. Very volatile day today, and just sums up that this is a critical moment for Bitcoin. If I bring out the VPVR as well, you can see this is where there's a lot of volume here coming up above this kind of level at 60,000. There's a lot to fight for here in this region, and that's why you're getting this volatility coming into the market. Now, you'll remember if I switch over to the 4-hourly candle, just to recap, everybody, we were in this long-term downward triangular resistance. We had a fake out the first time. We broke down to the downside. Second breakout is where we're at right now. Now, remember, I said we are not out of the woods until we break above this green line, which is characterized by many resistance and support levels all the way dating back. Okay, if we can break above this line here at 60,000, then we can start looking at higher price targets. We can get out of this green rectangle, and then our altcoins such as Phantom can move to the upside. Now I'm going to show you one more thing in the Bitcoin chart, which gives me a clue about where I think this could be heading. But before that, don't forget to collect your free money, guys. You've got Swissborg offering you up to 100 euros when you deposit 50 euros or more. You've got Coinbase offering you $10 in free Bitcoin, and BlockFi will give you $10 in free Bitcoin when you deposit 100 euros. So click the links in the description. Get your exchanges set up, guys. You can never have enough exchanges. I'm going to head into Phantom right now to give you this update, okay? And what we can see playing out now is there's two things I'm worried about. One is something I mentioned a few videos ago, and that was that we have the potential of creating a head and shoulders pattern. You can see a left shoulder, right head, and do we get a right shoulder here? That's what I want to watch play out. Do we get this pattern? If so, we've got some risk to the downside, and we need to keep an eye on that. Now, on the upside, we can head higher. We need to break this $2.37 level, but it's completely going to depend on Bitcoin, okay? I'm going to bring out the EMA ribbon just to remind you that here on the daily chart, we are almost in a sideways channel, okay? We're almost, you can see that we were bearish here. We got rejected by EMA. We broke above when Bitcoin broke above, and then when Bitcoin crashed, and therefore we're getting a bit of a yo-yo pattern right now. That makes it worrying for a heads and shoulders pattern to the downside, so we have to keep an eye on that right now. If I switch over to the hourly, you can see here that we are having a bit of an uptrend over the last set of hours. We've managed to get above our EMA ribbon and stay above it, but this will only last if Bitcoin continues to remain above. And that's why I'm going to show you something critical in the Bitcoin chart right now, which I can see playing out, and we need to be wary of it. So if I remove our EMA ribbon, what I can see playing out here on Bitcoin, I'm going to go over to the 4-hourly candles because it's a little bit clearer. And what you can see is if I just clear this diagram here, so I'm not confusing anybody, what I can see almost playing out is a head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, right head. Do we create a right shoulder now? Your neckline would be along there. And do we get a bullish movement, to the upside to finally break along this 60,000 resistance and get out of this green box that can end up being very difficult resistance to break if we don't break above it soon. You can see we've kind of touched below it before, we've come below it again, we went significantly below it now, but we need to get in and get out of this zone, because if we date back, and if I go back to the daily chart and we date back on Bitcoin, this is a very important resistance level, okay? We struggled to break through it here historically, and if we don't manage to stay above it now, that is going to be a problem for us as well. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me get this sorted. There we go. And you can see here, it acted like a resistance many times in this box, and then we managed to break clear. So now that we've broken to the downside here on our retracement, we need to prove that not only can we dip into this level, but we can bounce straight back out of it as well. In other words, Bitcoin's created a new price floor. So in other words, if we can break out of the head and shoulders pattern, that's going to set us up for a bullish move on Phantom. But if we head to the downside on Bitcoin and Bitcoin fails to create a higher high, let me go back to you again to show you that, guys. There we go. So if I switch over to the 4-hourly, this is where we need to be very, very, very careful of this, okay? This high, you can see this high, you got higher high, a lower high, okay? and you're getting this. This is still a downtrend, okay? And therefore, we've still got move to the downside. We need this to start breaking above these levels, okay? New highs here. We need to create higher highs to then trend to the upside. That's going to be really important if we expect our coins to head to the upside. So there you have it, guys. There is an update on Phantom, but more importantly, what's happening in Bitcoin. Shout out to you guys who appreciate and understand that in order to understand where Phantom is going to go right now, we need to understand what is going on with Bitcoin. That's really critical right now. And you can see, even if we head over into CoinMarketCap, you can see that a lot of good projects are moving today, even though Bitcoin is flat. Bitcoin's at 0.61%, but you can see Ethereum is up 6%. You can see here, we can see Polkadot is up 5%. We can see Avalanche up 8%. Shiba Inu's up. You've got Terra up 16, 17%, which is impressive. So they're retracing their moves back very quickly. And that's what I've always said, guys. Projects where you have good conviction in and are good projects, when Bitcoin crashes the overall market, they're the ones which recover the quickest. So we have to keep an eye on that as always. There you go, guys. There's your update. If you appreciate my blend between technical and fundamental analysis, then consider becoming a member of this channel. That will be your way of supporting me to bring you these videos on a daily basis. But more importantly, you're going to get access to our community thread where you can ask me questions one-on-one on your favorite cryptos and coins. I can do my analysis on those for you, or perhaps look at your portfolio as well. As always, guys, see you in the next one.